Hey guys, Joni Dillon here. First of all, I want to apologize for being MIA for the past couple weeks. I've spent the last 4 weeks traveling in Bali, Indonesia, where I spent a month. I was also in Dubai and I was in Malaysia for some time and just had an incredible time just traveling, living it up. But hey, so my message for you today is this. An interesting thing happened to me today where some would call it my number one competitor in my sales training niche, right? Contacted me, right? Last week, actually. So I had an hour conversation with someone last week, and today actually had another hour-long conversation with this particular individual who runs this company. And if you've been in the timeshare niche for some time at all, you definitely have heard this name of the company, and they've done everything from Marriott, the Hilton, Westin, sales training materials. Anyhow, without throwing it out there, first of all, I was very flattered. I was like, wow, that's great. They want to reach out to me and connect and find out what I'm doing and even look at possible opportunities of collaboration. Now, here's my message. It simply comes down to this. Do you look at competition as a negative thing, or do you look at it as a healthy, positive thing that can take you to the next place? And this is how it applies to you guys, because had I entered this conversation with this individual today with a defensive frame, as I call it, a defensive frame where what do they want from me, or I'm sure they're just trying to take out their competition and bring them on board, or whatever it is, right? Or maybe they're just trying to figure out what I'm doing. Then what I would be doing is I would be operating from a position of lack, out of fear and lack, okay? And there's a very particular vibration that's associated, right? Everything's energy in this universe. There's a very particular vibration that's associated with lack. And when you look at your competition as they're simply there providing as a value to their, maybe the same marketplace, but what you are doing is you have your own unique selling proposition, right? So what you need to do as sales reps, as TOs, as managers, as whatever you are, and whatever your role is, CMAs, whatever, is to find out what your USP is. What is your personal unique selling proposition that's going to make your owners buy from you, that's going to make your owners book a tour with you, or whatever it is that you do, right? So we each have our own USP, what makes us unique. Now, one of the things that I really focused on was providing value. So I would, because I travel so much, I was able to really connect with my owners on a sort of a real basis, like, hey, I've gone there, this is what you need to do. And I also have follow up and continue to build relationship with my owners so they know that if they needed something, I would always be there for them, okay? So those were the two things that I did really well, was in sort of a long-term perspective, was that continuing of a relationship, that servicing of my owner, and two, it was really being that go-to person, that knowledgeable individual when it came to travel. So anything that they really wanted to do, I was there. If I hadn't already done it, I would figure out how they could make it happen, okay? So you want to figure out what your unique selling proposition is and how you can capitalize on that to make you different from the last sales rep that they spoke with, or the next one that they're going to talk to. So what makes you unique? And then, of course, you want to operate from a frame, a mental frame of abundance as opposed to lack. Because when we operate out of abundance, what we're doing is we're sending the universe a message that competition doesn't matter. Whoever's number one, number two, number three in the store, that's okay. There's room for all of us. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on what makes me unique, what makes me the best at what I can do. And when you focus on it that way, instead of, I got to get this person, I got to be number one, I have to do everything to beat them, that's sending out a completely different vibration, right? So simply change your paradigm, change your perspective, and what I call your frame, to operate out of abundance instead of out of lack, and it will vastly change your results, okay? So the two messages today. Number one is find your unique selling proposition. What makes you unique and different from your competition? So other reps in the industry or whoever it is, and why should they buy from you? Number two is operate out of abundance instead of out of lack, and the universe has enough to provide for everybody. I love this message, guys. I think it's so important. I always try to live by this and teach my students to do the same. Guys, I'm excited to start pumping out some incredible content for you. I'm refreshed. I feel amazing. Getting ready to head back out to Orlando, where I have a business mastermind for a week, and playing in this big mansion we rented, and then DC and New York to play. But yeah, we'll have some great stuff coming for you guys. I can't wait to share with you. Get out there, be unstoppable. This is Joni. Peace.